Looks like Mother Nature is kind of smirking at us here in the satellite imagery. You have two named storm systems here. You have Krosa, just north of the Ogasawara Islands. Komei, also known as Among in the Philippines, coming on shore just near Shanghai, already bringing flooding rains to that area. And I do think we're going to be looking at some significant flooding in the metro area. Just one of the most densely populated areas on Earth right there. Even a weak tropical storm still can cause problems. And the smile face on this kind of smirk is back here towards the south, where you have that inflow still impacting northern areas of the Philippines. So first off, with Komei, also known as Among, remember that's passed over northwestern Luzon, then actually looped around and passed over Okinawa, one of the only times, down to about 9 times in the last 15 years, we'd have a direct pass over Okinawa, even though it wasn't that bad. And now moving out towards Shanghai, where it's going to be coming on shore, bringing some heavy rainfall to our friends there into eastern China. But I know a lot of people here watch from Shanghai, the great cyber wall kind of stops at. So let's focus on where I do know people are watching from, and that is, out here in Japan, specifically in the Tokyo area. And we got a lot of people that watch from Yokosuka, as well as the Philippines, where inflow from both of these storms are going to continue to impact you out here. Now, first off, all the guidance, at least with the official agencies, the global models, all turning the storm system towards the north and east before coming on shore into Honshu. I mean, take a look at the spaghetti plots here. You can see with the ECMWF versus the GFS, there's that hard right turn. And the reason for the said hard right turn is just basically, see all these clear skies over northern Japan, or actually over the entire country for that matter. That is just a clear indicator of this high pressure ridge which is in place. And that's the reason why Komei is going west. And basically we're getting dry air filtering in here to Krosa. And watch as it moves towards the north. It's going to basically run into that dry air and turn towards the north and east. Now, how close is it going to get? That's the big question, because you see right here the ECMWF. If that high pressure weakens even just a little bit, this changes the whole game for Chiba, especially for coastal areas of Chiba Prefecture. Maybe not for Chiba Metro, which is along Tokyo Bay, but for those coastal areas, definitely could be looking at maybe tropical storm strength conditions. Now, a far cry from Tokyo actually getting impacted by this storm. Take a look at the GFS, showing it a little bit further towards the south, but then it also makes that hard right turn. So whenever we get into these hard right turn type phenomena, I always kind of question it. I go, okay, but what if it doesn't? What if it turns, I don't know, 50 miles later? It does change the game, but as long as it stays just east of Tokyo and basically Honshu, that puts the right front quadrant out to sea, and really the worst of the weather doesn't come on shore. We still got 5 days more or less to watch this, but it is definitely something we're going to keep a very close eye on. And you can see here with the official track kind of what I'm talking about. So right there, let's say this continues to make that beeline north. That's going to come on shore with winds of 100, maybe 110, 20 kilometers per hour. Strong, severe tropical storm, possibly typhoon. But based on all the guidance, you see that turn to the right. That just kind of clips the Chiba Peninsula there. The Izu Islands get impacted, and overall just kind of almost gets sheared as it moves towards the north and east. I wouldn't, if I was in Yokosuka, Kamakura, anywhere along the Izu Peninsula and Chiba, I would definitely keep a very close eye on this. Max winds, I mean, look at this, by Saturday night, not going to be a beach night out there. Not very pleasant whatsoever. And then you see here heading into, I said Saturday night, Friday night, Saturday morning. Saturday night, it should start to make that turn towards north and east. But either could be a very close call, or we could be looking at a full-on storm system going through all those T-Core advisories and all that for our military friends out here there in Yokosuka. At the very least, it looks like decent rainfall, especially for the Izu Islands. That's these islands out here. Almost about a decade ago, I was there covering that. Oshima had a major mudslide in a tropical storm like this, because it's a very volcanic island just offshore. Yeah, it happens. All right, so let's go back here, and as Komei moves north, we basically have another low maybe developing along our little tail here, and basically that's going to get Fujiwara off towards the east behind our storm system, and all the while we continue to see that monsoonal inflow. It does start to let up by the weekend. I shouldn't say let up for the Philippines, but it shifts north, which letting up. And then you're going to get some relatively drier conditions. I found it interesting. Did you know that Mindanao is under a drought? It's funny to say that when other parts of the country have seen a stupid amount of rainfall. Talk about not sharing the wealth here. Mindanao really getting kind of dried out. I guess it's better than getting flooded out, but you just can't have everything, right? Heavy rainfall still in place, though, for the time being across the west coast of Philippines. Like I mentioned, it's going to lift towards the north, increasing showers for places like southern Taiwan. So take a look at the rainfall outlook here. We're starting to remove those 300 millimeter plus numbers from the picture here for once. But still more rain is in the forecast, as I mentioned. And I just said, drought conditions for basically the southern half of the Philippines. It's just looking at the humidity in the air, or at least total precipitable water vapor, I should say, not humidity, because looking at mid levels, just kind of giving you an idea that there's not a lot of those dark blues, and thus it's mostly dry. And you can see here, flyover Cebu, partly cloudy skies, most of Mindanao. But then we look over towards Palawan. You got some passing showers, and then off towards the north, yeah, Manila and really the west coast continuing to see that heavy rainfall. So, of course, yeah, it's still ongoing. I know Baguio's been looking at mudslides up in that area. Well, just water levels are not coming down. Northwest coast, if you're a surfer, that's the place to be. Down towards the south, though, things are relatively drier and less winds and thus less waves. Yes. Science. Hey, you guys want have any questions or anything like that? Shoot me a message. If you really want to help this channel, though, stress this, check out our Patreon. Link is down below. Here's a look at our Patreon members. They're all amazing people. Douglas, our newest one on there for our Westpac Weather Patreon at $10 a month. Thank you so much, Douglas. And thank you so much, everybody else who has been donating, not only for weeks, but months and years in some cases. So you're all my heroes. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. If you have any questions, though, please let me know. And stay safe out there, friends.